PRX still have something left in the bag here as an extra little surprise. And the big reason why PRX would be the underdogs is because they're still missing something.
Yeah. Any
match that they can win here buys more time. If they can get, in fact, 2 match wins, get to the lower bracket, they have a couple days off. It's tough. It looks very difficult, especially coming off the back of them getting whooped by Fnatic. But I'm hoping that this is a real game, a clash of play styles.
So this starts off here for PRX. Kang going to be taking that first contact and the first kill. Make it 2. Classic in hand. Quick little upgrade.
And that's Jing and Forsaken. Destroyed. The stun off Smoggy's so good.
Instant reaction out towards Sand. The fault line pushing them all the way through here. Just trying to get themselves into the side as well, but the crossfire is too damn good. Divide. Last one standing, run and gun. Kang. That is a fiery beginning. 4 kills for the pistol round win.
Des was putting a highlight on CGRS playing Breach on this map, and it is a really important role to try and highlight because he's coming in here replacing something in this event at the moment, and also just Breach on Fracture. So incredibly impactful. Watching Smoggy play, they have so many different setups. This EDG team is so in sync in terms of how they want to work off the fault lines. And there's a pistol round that they win partially off the back of that.
Yeah, the desk was touching on it about, you know, the kind of one-trick style of EDG where it was all aim, no brain. It's not really the case anymore. I mean, EDG have had that evolution as a team. Large part of it comes down to the supported detail. Smoggy always being able to set them up. They can slow down the pace as well whenever they need to. General game plan for this round, though. PRX got their eyes set on the ult orbs. Try and get some of those going early on.
And against Loud, EDG were going for these pushes in the mid-round a ton. PRX's comp still has the Killjoy. So Devi, at some points in these rounds, is going to be able to give them information about pushes happening. But EDG was setting up for so many flank retakes.
Flash right into the face of Howdong. Overwhelming him with sheer numbers. Nobody playing all the way back into spawn, but head ripped off from Devi. He flipped the map ever so slightly, spraying them down with the Spectre in hand. Chichu seeking to contain, seeking to, as well, stop it from getting that much more dangerous. So 2 players surviving, EDG. Maintaining their lead. Blade Storm built up for Kang as well. Potential for him to really do some damage.
And PRX have so many interesting ideas on this map. You've already seen them just there. Explode through a smoke, get pressure on the generator player. They also have another play where the Breach goes into tunnel, they stun, they double blast pack deep into Canteen. They play this map unusually. Of course they do, it's PRX. But EDG are going to have to really make sure that they control that level of aggression on both sides.
Here we go. Fight to be taken towards a horse. Fault line for a fault line. Util still. Smoggy playing close behind the box. It's a dangerous spot to play, and he's just caught the back of someone's head. No one's watching it. All the way through it. It's Smoggy just taking names away from them. Kang with the follow-up. 4 players fall into horse. It's left up to Devi with the 4-1 split. Not really a possibility. Kang going for that jump spot. Expending the blades. Wants the kill though. Shotgun in his hand. This is pure disrespect. Desperate for the kill. Pounces on it.
Feeling confident.
Man.
Yeah, the confidence is just radiating from EDG. Kang's almost always going to be at the top of the scoreboard, and currently he still is, 8-0 right now after 3 rounds. But getting the other players online is, to me, the biggest win condition for EDG. Kang's like that reliable top fragger you always know he's going to pop off, but it's that guy right there, Smoggy, that, to me, when he has big games, or as we saw against Loud, when somebody else like Nobody or Chishu in the clutch can just sometimes swing around on its head, that's when EDG look capable of taking down anyone in the tournament.
Oh, well, here's a fight immediately. It's tower pressure. That was the name of the game for PRX here. Howdong was really caught out of position, but the rifle still stunned her. Chichu, enough bullets hitting their mark. Tower is compromised as he seeks to try and re-clear this one. Did not expect Forsaken to already be up onto that angle. So rifles exchange of the hands here.
But like I said, EDG love to push on the defensive side, and they're completely caught Forsaken. There is also another push on the south side of the map. Nobody getting in there. So this is down to a 2v2 where they know the positioning of both attacking players.
It's a series of individual 1v1s. Pretty close. Shot fired. Gonna force the fight here. Don't know where the second player is, just in the middle of all of this. Nobody buying time as well for Smoggy to try and get into position, but no kill to be received. A thrifty win for PRX. Clear idea of how they wanted to approach it.
And grouping up together and deathballing through Arcade. EDG are the kind of team that are going to try and control that aggression rather than react in an opposite direction. And the desk we're talking about, that is a big evolution of their playstyle. But it also means that PRX are going to be given these fights. That perhaps a little too quick from Kankan, but didn't quite realize the generator had been compromised. There's the kills earlier on in the round, though, that I think are going to happen more and more often. Blowing out my ears there.
Excitement levels. Got to tone it down ever so slightly. So again, still with the death ball. PRX taking all the space towards drop here. 4 players grouped up. Fast lane across. What area of the map do they want to play for? Satchel play from Jing. All the way. Pathing towards the top, up and around. Flashed up onto the side. Jichu could not see it. Close to the corner. Howdong will not be able to even it out. He will fall. So massive advantage here for PRX. Pace being the name of their game. Building up some massive ultimates on top of it to play this post plan. This is an important fight to win. With Mindfreak going down, they don't have the orbital strike. Could this still be winnable?
Jing, however, still has nade and showstopper. I don't really see how it...
Hold your tongue here, Josh, please. Fight taken! Kang! You are ridiculous, son! Dash forwards, he knows that he's made the winning moment a potential reality over the top. Jing seeking to even it out and shut it down into the 1v1. Nana Swarm, a defeat of Smoggy. Hoping to force the fight. Divine knows he doesn't need to wide swing it, doesn't need to face it. The util will do the work. Off to defuse. No chance in hell for Smoggy. So a round win for PRX, but my God, you just never know, Josh.
Yeah, just as I said, there was no chance for them.
You just never know.
When you have the world's best opper on your team, which I think is a very fair statement to make about Kankan, all of these rounds are doable. It's a bit of a gimme onto CGRS. That's kind of inexperience at play, but the kill on Forsaken is nothing short of magical.
I mean, ducking down to lower the head hitbox in the moment.
And then he also pulls out shots like that regularly, doesn't he?
It's nuts.
However, with Kankan falling there, he's forced to pick up a rifle again. And that clearly not quite the game plan for EDG.
Again, such a similar game plan. Stuns rattled across Arcade control. They want to try and push them out of tower. Rolling Thunder, nobody is in such a dangerous predicament. There's a Rolling Thunder used in exchange of that. Trying to peel for him. Push back. 4v4 though. Just the kills exchange. They don't actually have space onto the site to try and get this plant down. So PRX waiting for the util. Now making a play for it. The flash repeat and taking the fight straight up though. Crossfire setup is a little bit too good here for EDG. On point with it.
PRX not using their timing as the smokes were up.
Yeah, here we go. Almost there.
And now Howdong has orbital strike.
Yeah, important to give away. CGRS being asked to fill in for this roster. Now asked to fight against EDG in a 1v3. Got a hope for the jump peak, forcing the fight. Fault line is quite good. Still down. So that's a spike and 40 seconds left. He could take this into a different direction. He's thinking about it. Goes for the noise cut, trying to bait the movement with the rotation. Players are weak.
30 seconds left.
It's just impossible unless he gets the plant down very quickly.
There's the plant. Stuck down, extension in the round, but yeah, has to force out these fights. Aftershock, wide out in the open. EDG biding their time in that one, making sure to play it with some patience.
But notice how EDG's game plan is to hard anchor the sites. This is what they've been doing a lot, is trying to control aggression by not giving any ground. They are down to fall back slightly and then pounce back upon the attacking players. And this applies to both sides of Fracture. But you see, I think Shishu it was there, hard anchoring with Kankan to support. And then the other players coming in to try and reinforce or flank retake. But that does offer opportunities for this double duelist composition of Forsaken and Jing to overwhelm people with stun nades and the pace that both of those duelists are going to be able to bring.
Right there.
Orbital strike's being held very early on here. What's the play? What have they got?
This is going to be a stun ult off turret contact. They ran this same play against Loud.
Turret takes it. Here's the fault line. Here's the orbital strike. CGRS will be able to just walk out of danger. Space already granted to him as well. Forsaken's going to be pushing forwards. There's a flash over the top as well. They haven't cleared close to the corner though. Chichu with the rifle. Smoke as well. No one's anticipating him to be this pushed up. And he gets out surely over the top. King, the satchel play, the movement's clean. And an attempt of a punish for the smoke again is shut down. Here's the lockdown now.
Look at the timing Kankang's got behind them.
Okay, with the knives.
These flanks are so quick.
Spikes drop down, taking the kills, ripping it away from them. Any semblance of a chance, Devi. They know where he was. He just popped down his own ultimate. Kankang was hoping to take the fight. Here's a stun. Will there be the reface, the repeak? Not over the stepping. Divido forced out into the open eventually. And so 5-2. It's going to be that scoreline for EDG.
You know, the thing that's impressed me the most about this squad, more so than even the fragging and the open and the ridiculous stuff that Kankang and Smoggy, nobody have been able to pull out. I think what's impressive is that they've been able to change their tempo coming into a big tournament like this. And they've had such great reads on how other teams are playing. They know PRX is an all-in squad, that they hit sites, they go...
Kankang sitting at 15-4, by the way.
Of course he is.
Right at the tippity top of the scoreboard here.
Against a team notorious for their aim.
Yeah. Just going from strength to strength, this EDG squad. Here's another look.
Look how quickly
the
EDG are moving.
Yep, they're already pushing up through spawn. I mean,
they know it's not A.
They have given up a lot of control of A, but yeah, pretty obvious to them at this point. Stunts over and top. Chichu can't land the shots there. Spam onto the angles here with the Phantom. Enough to reset, and for Kankang to pick up 2.
One enemy remaining.
Mind Freak, last one left. Smoke in his face that he propped up earlier, just using it to try and reposition. By time and some angles, yet it's adjusted by Howdong once more. With his 3 in the round. EDG running away with it, Josh.
PRX must be sat there wondering if there's 8 players on the opposing team. Because whatever site they hit, there's 4 people there. But it's just the read that EDG have got. I've been so impressed with Howdong's calling and his ability to pick apart teams that have been excellent in the past, or even some of them looking excellent in this tournament. Just tearing them to pieces.
Yeah,
this round, though, maybe this is where the timeout was for, Brent.
With the guns online. It is a lot more slow and a lot more split across the map, the attack side.
Careful here.
Maybe they will seek to punish one of the deeper plays, but
when you make noise at all of the extremities like that, it's going to stop EDG from pushing out on defense.
Yeah.
And now PRX need to capitalize on that by actually hitting a weaker site. We can see there's only 2 players now on B.
Smoke drop may be in use. Chichu using a lockdown. Howdong close to Dice as well, still holding his ground. Forces out the orbital strike. Not for an ult. Inside the smoke still. Devi. Chichu just wading right into that one, looking for a potential opening once more. Dash is now active. Plan's going down. No one's cleared Howdong. He was still close to Dice. Gets the damage onto the tower player. Not enough to reset the aim. Devi is in trouble though. Trailblazer is to be broken. 23 health, 8 bullets. Firing this way. And now with the showstopper goes wide. No damage. Smoky, he's claimed 2. And Mind Freak, he's left alone in a 1v2. Spots it out. They lined up for him. Ridiculous stuff.
Well, EDG didn't account for that angle. And Mind Freak will take that to let PRX get their 3rd on the board. What a play.
Yeah.
Spike down.
That round, so all over the place. I mean, PRX really did try to make an adjustment out of the timeout, but in some sense, a bit fortunate to be able to even get the round on the board. Like I said, they'll take it. Did the game plan win that, though? Not so sure. We'll have to see if they can keep it up. Kankang pulling out the operator again, looking over towards Dish. Looks like contact and a flash play with a stun. I mean, very heavy trap setup towards Dish. Nobody watching Halls. Not that it matters, because PRX are at tree.
Feels like PRX is going to be granted a free site. And a swarms to delay, but skips right over it with the satchel. Chichu has not been cleared out of tower. The rest of his team delayed as well, swinging through the smoke. Pushed back. Spike retreating now. Back towards tree, but Chichu really has just done enough.
That's the kind of free site that comes with some heavy terms and conditions.
Yeah.
You forget to read them and suddenly you're in debt.
That's that heavy anchoring style of EDG. It pays off.
That's what I'm saying. These guys are just, they're not playing retake. They're playing to fast flank and throw help utility and run through smokes and all sorts of stuff to try and make sure that they don't give the sights and don't allow PRX to play post plants. It's a very different approach to most teams.
30 seconds left.
Hey, giving up though. Crossfire. Op angle, line of sight. Kankang as well, he's taking liberties with it. Drops down. Knows that the player planted default. Smoke opens up the door. Now a watchful eye towards drop. Misses the shot though. Updraft. Smoke in the face. Survives. Even a stun as well. Smoggy so supportive with the util. Enough to push Devi all the way back as well. Flick to the side as well. The precision just not quite there to land it, but still they've taken care of the horse player. Just Devi to deal with. And he was noted just that bit earlier. So EDG find themselves up to 7.
It almost surprises me now when Kankang misses a difficult shot like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? He can miss? But he survives anyway and is able to distract Devi for long enough for the rest of EDG to clean up. It's really Chishu that wins the round, though, by stopping them from accessing the B site and picking up 2 right from the beginning there. And we're going to go into another timeout. This one called by EDG, strangely enough.
That is interesting.
They've won 4 out of the last 4 on defense.
Which is ludicrous.
3 times as much as he has a rifle.
An insane statistic.
Just crazy stuff.
You're the most heavy opping players as well. What is it, like 20% of the time, Josh?
It's about 30%. Like, if you're a really heavy op player, you'll have it in your hands about 30% of the time. He has it 46% on defense.
It's just an outlier. Look at the confidence he has holding this angle as a fault line. Pushing back as well. Space. Vacuums back up again. This PRX seeking to also just push him back for just a moment, retreating, skipping and hopping, the bunny hops, just to get out of there. Rolling Thunder now pushes them all the way through halls, and a call is made to try and fight. Flash is dodged. Chichu, he's the one who's leading the charge of his team. Kankang going to be watching the one angle. They know that they've got them corralled deep to the south side of the map.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, he shuts it down. So Kankang was really getting away with a little bit too much. Finally punished for the hubris and might have just handed over a real chance, a real shot now of turning this round.
Major kills for Forsaken to get online, and the economy now looks phenomenal for PRX, right? 2 Vandals and an Operator in this round where they had only brought in odds and ends. Smoggy hears nothing, and Howdong has cleared the whole of the north side.
30 seconds
They have Brimalt here to deny plant.
Yeah, the longer this takes, the worse it's going to look. Plant onto the corner.
Spike
Stuck.
planted.
There's an ult. A little bit delayed, though, but it does force out a clean fight for Smoggy. Brings it to a 2-on-2. Chance for PRX. They'd love to convert it. Reposition Alpha Forsaken all the way through tunnel. He's going to be hunting for a chance all the way round here. The op handed over to Devi. 26 health, though. He'd have to land the first shot towards main. They don't have any nano swarms for the plant. Time starting to run, though. Here the spike ticking. Forsaken, that lurk prior comes in handy. And there it is. Shots found. Pushing right through the smoke. Thrifty converted. Maybe EDG getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
Last round in the
I like the idea, to be honest. I think they were applying pressure in a really nice way. What they lacked was anybody to properly follow up. The A Halls players were trying to drop back and make sure they couldn't get punished. And it all came down to Kankang following up on the Breach ultimate with his Operator. It is a bit bizarre sometimes, the moments in which Kankang finds himself being required to find value. I mean, you mostly see it on the attack side, but usually he's good for it. This is a major swing, though. Coming into the final round, PRX have got all the ults.
Oh. Plenty to work with. War chest filled up. Fast lane went right over the top. Cuts up towards the B side, but they are anchoring close. Here's a lockdown.
I love the idea of this. Forsaken was just controlling tunnel early, so that if EDG pushed this area, they'd get punished.
They're seeking to try and refight, but they're going to be caught up in this ult. Where is the force side as well? Worrying about it. Orbital strike towards the edge of the map.
Nobody got 2!
Nobody's grabbed 2 kills!
With a judge, a tree!
It's left it now. 3 players left standing for EDG to try and push this one back. There's Spike eventually starting to get planted. Final round of the first half.
Spike planted.
Damage is done. CGRS with the Rolling Thunder. He's stunned up close to the corner. Forced to use it, unleashes it, lets it rip straight across. And the fight's still taken. Not with the rifles, just the stingers. Damage as significantly done here to Forsaken and Jing. Single bullet. Gust of wind will be enough to bring them down. It's all down to that crossfire angle. Jing And now about the timing that he takes, anticipating it, the second play, he knows he's at dicey. Here's the footsteps, but he just cannot win it. Smoggy with the three-piece, 8-4 being the final score here of the first half.
And those final 2 rounds, absolutely on a knife's edge. I mean, winnable for either team and could have completely changed the complexion of this half. Anywhere from a 9-3 in EDG's favor to being PRX recovering the half and it ending 7-5, where a pistol would have sent us back into it being an even map. Tumultuous end, but EDG in control.
For PRX. I've said it once before, say it again. Really does need to be a must-win for them to stand a chance in this map because, I mean, EDG's attack side, it looks good on this map, Josh. They have a ton of nuance for what they want to do, and it's going to lead to this early fight into B main control towards tree. Players grouped up. It's going to be a clash early on. Forsaken. Does he seek to use some util or what? I mean, not quite. It's a counter play!
God,
they
that's
bait
good.
them in and strike them back.
Oh my God, off Chishu's turret contact, they wait like 3 seconds to make sure that they'd committed and then catch them. Oh, it's sickeningly good. The ideas and the execution are all on point for Edward Gaming.
Yeah, and this is the kind of evolution of this team that we've been discussing. They're no longer such an all-in team. All aim, no brain, even though nobody is going across the ropes right now looking for the reflank. But that's going to be paying off a little bit later. The post-plant positioning is just way too good right now. Clearance to tower. Have to use a flash for it. Falls though. First
Nice
level
shot.
to it. A tap onto the defuse. Where is the util to push them away? Stuck onto it halfway already. There needs to be some form of damage being done, and there it is. The collapse. Flooding through the smokes. Striking and converging.
And that pistol round showcasing that even if PRX hit a couple of really nice shots, EDG's game plan right from the beginning to be able to generate a couple of picks and have post-plant ideas, they're just, ever since they got over that mental hurdle of getting their first win at a global event, they've looked like a completely different team.
Sky's the limit.
Their individual level has gone higher, but also their team play and their game plans have just been awesome to watch. Everybody on PRX is on A. A
Whole
pure
team
gamble.
grouped up. Yeah, it is a massive gamble.
There.
The prey to convert, get a couple of kills here.
And look at the way that EDG are going.
Opposite direction. And EDG happy to slow this one down, but are they going to hear this? This rush, this Tempest is coming straight towards them, even if it is classics, it's still PRX. These guys can aim, divide, not wasting any time, straight across the ropes, fault line, into the side, into the corner, that's to try and set them up here. ADS with the Bulldog, gonna try and beam them all down, and that's exactly what Chichu will do. Seeks to collapse.
Meanwhile, nobody just ran in through Dish, took the whole of the A site, and flanks through.
He's like, guys, I cleared it out, it's free.
Devi is left in a 1v3 and a Bulldog to his name. They don't know where he's positioned, so it's a little scary here for EDG. They've got to hold hands to start with, but Devi's not going to be in danger for quite a while.
Trailblazer should be spotting him out, maybe dodging it. Yeah, expires, so doesn't give an indicator, but the tower will be watching for the peek from main. Doubled up towards default. It's a high-low setup on top of that, so EDG have plenty of layers here. The stun did miss though. Isolates the fight enough for just the one, but Divine going to be traded in the end, so 10-4. It's a scoreline we're looking at, staring at.
Yeah, and if PRX had won the pistol, maybe you could believe in some kind of comeback. I think that would be difficult, but not impossible. At this point, it is looking pretty impossible. PRX, they would have to cook up some spectacular aggression on defense and overwhelm an EDG team that's been looking excellent at containing it so far.
So barriers dropping down.
Here's PRX going for their anti-Killjoy setup.
Satchel and the smoke.
They send the wall out from tower and they wrap Forsaken underneath. If EDG have been watching any level of VODs of PRX playing, to be honest, on this map, they'll know roughly that the entirety of the B site has been taken.
That's probably why they were playing it so slowly. There's a flash to the side, no connection from nobody. They don't actually have Any semblance of the A site.
But look at
The A
this.
Hall's control. Now they're already rotating off.
Yeah, love it from Haodong. He's called a re-clear of Tree as they drag everybody on PRX over to the A side. Nobody's got to avoid getting punished here.
Wants to stand his ground.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Up
That
to
is
the open,
not
yeah.
a good idea.
Not a favored fight. Bulldog versus the rifle. There's a lockdown though. They don't have control B main. There is no flank threatened from PRX. They actually don't have any tools really to take out this lockdown, so the site's going to be cleared out. Should be able to get the plant down.
Haodong with a molly. Smoggy still has Aftershock. We've got Chishu possibly with Nanoswarm lineups, although at the moment he's in tunnel.
Comes down to hitting these shots for PRX. Starting to flood back in now. It's a flash, sets them up. I heard a satchel at play. Chichu with this flank timing. Forsaken staring up towards the ceiling on top of the ropes. Well, no kill found. Chichu's running and gunning, man. Fully accurate. Why not? Trying to push them and punish them out of tower, but it's that 1-2 punch, that 1-2 combo. EDG, too damn good at playing off of one another.
And a lovely idea to flank in the post plant. They're always getting active in the post plant. It doesn't have to be all of their team, but at least one player. And Shishu there really delivers. The timing immaculate on Forsaken. And a bit dodgy on Mind Freak, but he'll take that. Fantastic round. Especially considering that they lost that A Halls player, Nobody, who was supposed to contain a little. EDG now swapping things up entirely, playing a 4-1 setup on the other side, avoiding the south side crunch.
Here's a turret, spots at Jing, they know exactly what's going on.
How have they read that?
A Halls has been taken up here by Chichu. He is alone though, there was no squeeze on the other side. And yeah, just anticipating it. The fast play towards it, already onto the site. There's a satchel play over the top here, dash from Kang. No one clear in that corner. Skips and hops though, breaks across their placement just enough for these kills and still anchoring towards the right. That's the buy out the smoke. They thought the molly was safe. Okay, PRX. Pulling around like that one out of seemingly nowhere.
Davai on the site for me is the playmaker. Stinger in hand, swings through the smoke, deletes 2 players to make sure that EDG don't have control and a plant down, and buying time for the flank to come through. EDG possibly with a read on the fact that a Southside Crunch was coming there, or maybe just a little lucky with where they position their players. Didn't pay off. This might incentivize PRX to go for that more and more. It looks like they could do it again.
Smoke's down.
Oh, here we go. There's the first kill for you. Kang just taking a straight-up duel towards Halls. Jing goes down.
And that's certainly going to slow the pace. Having said that, though, Forsaken certainly making his presence known towards Tree. Normally, that's baited out EDG going for a re-clear at about the minute mark. But Forsaken's not sticking around to find out.
It's going to be that re-clear like you were talking about. Towards B-Tree, Nobody. Oh, almost punishing that jump spot, but he might get punished himself. Shots just quite land there for Forsaken. He still seeks to try and squeeze and put the punish onto him. CGRS was right behind him. That's the reason why. Kang moving forwards inside of his own smoke. The shorty, that is the perfect range for it. So cleaning up the jet player. Taking a wide face as well into this. Forsaken seeking as well to do some damage. Orbital strike layered on top to force the fights out into the open. One round at a time is what it's going to take.
PRX have got a couple of big win conditions here, I think, to get back into the game. And one of them is Forsaken having impact like that. Forsaken or Jing, either of the 2 duelists, needs to be dominating in the same kind of fashion that Kamka was dominating the first half. They need to be able to find the timings.
Nice one, guys.
And find the kills. The other major one is punishing Nobody when he's alone like this. Look at his position again. EDG love to play 4-1 with their initiator on that side of the map. I don't think Nobody's being respectful enough.
And Haodong's fallen early there just from the rifle spam setting it up. CGRS is keen to take a fight. Dodged a flash right into it. Weaker weaponry. Couldn't offset that aggression. Couldn't push it back, and yet Nobody is quick to claim space towards drop, but it's another round. Very quickly here for PRX. Shaping up to potentially evening it out.
The score was 11-4 here, and now it's starting to become a little more close, a little more tense. If PRX end up winning this one and knocking the economy back down for EDG, we may well have a bit of a comeback on our hands.
This next round's going to be really pivotal. You can see the economy setup.
So many ults.
So yeah, if EDG end up losing it, money's going to be looking pretty dire.
PRX are going to go for a north side crunch here because Shishu has his lockdown. So they want to try and take control of an area of the map and play retake B.
I've got your trail.
No intention from EDG to play that.
Yeah, not at all.
Seeker spotting out a lot of presence over towards drop.
Look at this.
They're in their spawn.
Yeah, nobody and Kankan going for an exploration.
Yeah. Divide seems to be aware of this one. I mean, it's just jiggling the angle, holding close towards it, but A has been granted to them, so Howdong's getting that plant off.
I mean, I love this idea. You flash off Kankan's contact and try and collapse on the players in spawn.
Even just a flash straight up. I mean, that didn't tag onto absolutely anybody here. Still nobody takes the fight. They are being squeezed. They've lost control of drop close to the corner. It's really nice movement from Divide. Opens that one up. There's the other flash. Jing ready to dodge and receive. Over to strike round the side here. Up to the horse players, but they are weak. It's them against 4. Stun going to be catching, gliding, flick to the side. Shorty up close, brought it to just the 2 of them down. Can't hit the spray down. Howdong will fall. PRX grabbing another, and Josh, I said it was going to be pivotal. The economy might be able to get a half armor rifle purchase online if you are EDG, but losing that one. That's the backbreaker, isn't it?
It absolutely is. This setup, I like the idea of it. Why nobody decided to flash and give away that they had some kind of aggression there, I'm not quite sure. Maybe he got antsy because nobody was watching towards Dish and he was worried about getting pushed.
Maybe we should buff that. I don't know. That's quite insane.
Well, they didn't win the round, so
That's true.
It's fine.
True. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
And the economy is not looking great here. Nobody's wondering whether to buy a hero rifle, which I don't think would be the right idea.
It's a weird one. I mean, I think with about 1,000 in the bank, they should still be able to buy it for next. So there is some danger in the round here for EDG. That's Forsaken. But how does he anticipate that?
He was just aiming for the turret.
Right.
Howdong decided to body block for the turret, I suppose.
We're seeking to burst out of the smoke, but losing a player because of it. Howdong at that. Don't have smokes now to burst your way into any of these sides. Still standing. Forsaken, are you really seeking to try and take a fight here? They are lining up for him, but a flash pushing him back. Kang around the side.
What
It's a glimpse of Mind Freak. Yeah, just can't quite win it. They've got to know he's here. There it is. It's cleaned up by Jing towards the backside of Arcade. Feeling it. Tap of the spike. It's a little bit all over the place. Might just be a bit of an Angels round. Very wide swing. That sets up a nice little 2-piece.
That's a big problem. Now Chishu has lockdown, and they know that they have tunnel control.
This does not have the ult for it.
This has gone from PRX controlling the round really nicely, prodding at the extremities, to suddenly it might all be thrown away.
Yeah, they've got to get out of there.
30 seconds
No
left.
detainment. The site's going to be granted to them. Cracked it open. Nobody. That's going to be going down. Still an aftershock online. A bit of spam into the common corner. But yeah, it's Smoggy. Can't quite wide face enough to try and offset it, to try and trade it. Has to play the crossfire setup. Chichu. So much emphasis on him to hit these shots and hit them well. Only the first. Nothing to be gained after that. PRX. It's recovered. It is recovered.
And the silver lining is also that they drew out the lockdown. So now PRX don't necessarily have to opt too much into the aggression, worrying about what that Killjoy ult can do. Unfortunate.
One enemy remaining.
ADG really were looking to just explode through that smoke and got caught inside of it. Now they'll have rifles on board though, round 21. This is now 5 in a row for PRX. The score, to remind you, was 11-4. And now suddenly, it's almost tied.
It's becoming materialized before our eyes. 2 rounds away from making it even. Stun. Sinjira's going to be holding this off of some form of contact. Jing's also there with a showstopper.
Yeah, it's the
Not sure what the
alarm bot.
indicator is.
But the alarm bot is so
It's
close
so
to
close,
them.
yeah. It can't be off that, surely.
It's either going to go incredibly or terribly for
Well, here we go.
PRX.
Pay attention to Jing. Here's the alarm bot. Here's the stun. This is to the side. It's run and gun in action. Up close. Dash to disengage. Spike has been dropped. Flash in his face. Kang could not dodge it in time. So the trap play, it pays off massively. Left up to Chichu. Nobody.
Bomb grenade out.
They lay claim to the site, they get themselves into position, but they still don't have that spike. And,
and how would they get it back? A jump-up drop? I mean, when are you ever going to be favored taking a duel like that? And the big reason that that trap play works is because Kankan takes a step back away from the alarm bot instead of going forwards through it.
There's the timing, though.
Could this still be winnable?
They've actually just lurked themselves into the spawn. I mean, 37 seconds left. They know that they have to push up towards drop.
And there's no flashes. How do they get up here?
Has to be broken. CGRS once more holding that util, waiting for some sort of timing. Here's an alarm bot. Holding for the fault line. Jing seeking to delay with the satchels. It would have to be just an absolute miracle in terms of shots being landed. EDG still doubled up, hoping that somebody will walk into them. Here's a flash, jumping right up to the top, but again, yeah, not set up for it. So Jing walks away with 4. One more round will bring them even.
On such a fine margin, whether or not that trap play failed, I really believe. I mean, if Kankan takes a step forward through the alarm bot and then one of his teammates breaks it, and he's able to, you know, shoot Jing, he's essentially right on top of all of the PRX players. Nevertheless, that went perfectly as visualized by PRX as they were setting it up. I mean, that one, that's like the dream scenario for them there. And they're going to go, it looks like, for another Southside crunch. They have both duelists over towards Tree.
Yep. They're not worried, are they? But they're going up against a half bite. Stuns. Oh! No way! Oh! Jing, your movement is just impeccable. It's up to EDG to take up the space quickly. Rapid is the approach. Through halls, dash is active, but they are feeling the hurt from that one. They're going to be left reeling. Such clean movement. Door opens up towards Sand. Fights there. Kang. No adjustment with the aim. Can't hit the transfer. It was an impossible shot for it, so it's traded still. Jing left alive. This guy turning into an absolute raid boss.
A 2v3 for EDG. I feel like so many of these rounds have come down to moments like this.
Door opens up, flash into Sand. Spike's dropped though into Vi. Of course he takes the fight.
So many moments like that, Brent, and yet they've all ended the same way, with PRX winning it out. A great idea, this. We've seen it a few times. Seems a bit ambitious on an eco, on an anti-eco, but it looks absolutely beautiful. And I talked earlier about EDG being the favorites for the first time ever in this match. It's a revenge game against a team that beat them 2-1 at Champs last year. Is this the pressure getting to them? Is this a bit of choking happening? It's 7 rounds in a row here, some of them very winnable.
An ability to close some of them out. Stuns traded.
I've got your trail.
Util seeking to equalize. Rolling Thunder catches onto Kang. There won't be any follow-up. There's a nade used prior, so Jing just using it to delay. Pushed all the way through. Nobody. He does claim Sand control the updraft play as well, giving up the side entirely. What is the call by PRX? They seek to fight towards Sand. The potential's there. Holding inside the smoke for now. A-Hall's control going to be theirs. Lockdown in play. Comes down to the timings. Kang gets away with that one. Breaking the timing as well. There won't be any detainment, so he's going to be scot-free, but it has given up a lot of the site. Spike was planted. There's a huge flank and wrap around by Chichu while all this is happening, so he needs to get a bit of a jog on and a bit of a move on. PRX across the site. Damage being done to a few of them here. Fault line to try and set them up once more, but they're winning their aim duels out, and Chichu was found, caught in the moment. It's up to Smoggy. He's low enough, Forsaken just sticking it. They can spam the angle down. This is PRX with a resounding comeback. 1 round away from taking the map.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is without something in the lineup. 11-4 down. And at no point did PRX stop believing, it seems. That's an excellent shot too. But to think that even in this scenario, in a 4v5 without site control, PRX still were able to win. Major ultimates invested, and now EDG need to stop the tide just to be able to take us to overtime.
Operator purchased, he's pre-aiming it, anticipating the same play. Showstopper from Jing, close to the corner though, reactions, and shutting him down. No rocket fired.
Forsaken was going for the same
box.
He was going for the same angle again. I cannot believe it.
He might go for the repeat. Oh my, the reactions narrowly missed. Just unable to hit that shot, but he knows that there's some emphasis and pressure being applied there to the corner. Forsaken still takes the fight. All popped off.
And
expects there.
Kankan heavily punished for that little crosshair wiggle that he loves to do.
Here's Sang control, doubled up. PRX looking to try and bring this one over the line now. 1 kill found, damage done to Chichu, but there is that trade still. 3 versus 3. Positioning's there, there's no side control. Halls, it's all been slowed down. 50 seconds in the round. There's time to do so. Lockdown in play for Chichu. When does he seek to use it though? Mind Freak repositions himself to a hard anchor spot just behind default here. Here's the lockdown being used close. Mind Freak now, they'll be hunting for a chance to get a kill. You can't reposition from this. He's locked out in the open. Buying time, flashes exchanged, 2 seconds remaining. Strikes back and gets the 1. 2 versus 2, plant now. Time going to be bought. The PRX.
Forsaken on the flank.
On the verge here. And this flank's going to be huge for them. 1 more round to bring it over the line. EDG desperate to cling on for a chance of OT. Players are weak. Turret heard to the side. Forsaken doesn't want to give away his positioning, not yet. The longer you play this, the worse it's going to look. Finally, a timing's taken. Forsaken. The jump, the jiggle, spots it out, baits out the shot. They know they're there, but they double up the fight anyway. EDG, the potential to win this one is within their grasp, and with shots like that, Smoggy, eventually, finally, they get that round on the board, and they take it to OT.
It feels like such a mental block, because at the final hurdle, when everything is eventually on the line, they're then able to win. It's like they need the pressure. It's like they need to be backs against the wall on the ropes in order to deliver. 12-12. EDG have had their share of overtimes. Almost all of their big games have featured one in some way or another.
No strangers to this situation. Here's an interesting one. Look at Devi's purchase.
The attack operator. Really?
Yeah, on the Killjoy.
He's going to be holding tree, potentially looking to just counter off Kankan, who isn't there, by the way. He's in Halls.
Trailblazer's going to be used to carve out a path, get some information into Halls. Nobody taking that space because they hear the boombot towards drop, knowing that it's compromised. PRX not going all in into one section of the map, just a little bit of poking and prodding.
They fought to get Jing the orb. I wonder if they're trying to set up for something like that.
Divide this whole time has been holding onto tree control with that operator. So PRX can go back into this knowing that nobody's wrapped around towards tunnel. Re-clearance necessary towards arcade, but they're still opting to just contact plays, man. Until they're up close. Now you see it. Made flying past, along with the stun to set it up. The goal going to be to try and take that tower's control. Clean movement again off the ropes. Chichu is there onto the corner. Can he even get one? Back towards it. Needs to land the shots as well. It's traded out with the rifles and not anticipating that CGRS would be a third line of defense. Devi catching the rotations. All down to Smoggy. Turret sees him. It's a 1v3. Quick dodge of the flash. This guy has been a savior for EDG. Can he really overcome this? Baits out the op shot. Finds a clean fight, but just cannot win it out. Not against CGRS right now. It's PRX who find themselves once more at match point.
Both teams only able to take 4 rounds on attack. Coming to overtime, and PRX have a very different idea. Dish pressure, go back into an arcade split, overwhelm Shishu, playing hard anchor, like we talk about. So looking at them, the way in which they play, they've done a lot of work in keeping the mentality high. Devi's going to pick up the operator again on the defense side, again towards Tree, giving his team information, but that info is that there's no one there. PRX and Northside crunching into them!
Meaning a match! It's rifles and lead. And Fire and Fury exchange on the north side of the map. Just the containment being the playbook for EDG. It works out. Comes at 3-3. No real advantage to either side here, but a bit of a scramble for PRX on their defensive side. They've lost a lot of control of the map.
Seekers.
Yeah,
Nobody got both of those 2 kills, and now he's got the ult orb for Seekers online. This could be monumental to allow Kankan to have impact on the lurk. It's going to tell him exactly where these players are, and more importantly, perhaps where they're not.
All the Seekers leading their way over towards B here. Do they still want to try and commit into the side? It looks likely, doesn't it? There's a stun. So we caught with that one. Divide still with the operator. Shorty up close. CGRS unable to find that kill and claim it through the smokes. Kang wants to take the timing, wants to take the fight straight to them, but Mindfreak shuts it down. Spike out in the open. It's nobody in a 1v2. This is for the map. For EDG, a chance to once more extend the play of OT. He's been given free rein towards the site. An open plant. Hoping to isolate the fight once more, tap onto it. Sees the shoulder, sees the util. Is he going to expect it? Time still running short. Divide hitting the shot and closing out the map.
One of the most ridiculous comebacks I think we've ever seen at a global tournament. Obviously, the finals of Lock-In come to mind, but this one was something else. PRX just ran that back 7 rounds in a row and then sweeping overtime. They look completely in control. I don't know at what point they started believing it was doable, but it took us until, what, 11-7, 11-8 before we even thought it was possible. And yet they just kept on winning.